Hi there, I'm Kylie Mowbray-Allen from Hello Media.
And I'm Jenny Walk from Elephant in the Room Consulting, and you're tuning into Bite-Sized Business Life Podcast, the show that helps business owners get clarity and insight to grow their dream business.
Whether you're launching, ready to scale, or figuring out what's next, we discuss the nitty-gritty, the hard bits, the opportunities, and the behind the scenes, and share how we've grown our own companies and helped others do the same.
We're glad you're here. This is Jenny Walk from Elephant in the Room Consulting and Kylie Mowbray-Allen from Hello Media, and you're tuning into Bite-Sized Business Life Podcast, the show that helps small business owners get clarity and insight to grow their dream business. Good morning, Kylie. How are you today?
Well, I'm not as good as you, Jenny, celebrating your 50th birthday. Woo, woo!
Yes, I am. I'm very excited. Michael gave me his walking stick that we gave to him on his 40th birthday, and asked me if I needed it this morning. I'm actually feeling quite sprightly, so I don't. No, but I am turning 50 today, or I've turned 50 today. I'm pretty excited, actually. It's going to be a fun day.
I think 50 is fabulous. I'm 8 months into it, and I have to say I feel wiser, not healthier yet. I was going to say healthier, wealthier, wiser. I'm not sure about that, but certainly wiser.
I think 50 is like definitely the new 30, but I was reflecting on this last week with my friends going, I remember when I was like 15 or 16 thinking about being 50 going, oh my God, it is so old. And I don't think I felt old for a very long time. Like I don't behave like what I would imagine a 50-year-old would when I was young. And now I just think it's just a number, right? And it just, what to me 50 brings, I agree, is definitely wiser, but also it provides us like clarity. And, this is what it's about. We feel like I've got agency, I've got choice, all the things that you want in your life you can have now. And I feel like I'm at that age where I can start enjoying what I'm doing in a different way and kind of settle in. Although now I need to tick that next box on surveys. Not happy about that and may still stick 49. But other than that, we're pretty comfortable to be 50.
I'm always amazed when people are horrified about the aging thing, because for me, maybe it's because my dad died at 48. So I feel like anything beyond that is a major bonus. But also for all the people that we've loved and lost, then actually it's such a privilege to age. And I'm certainly embracing it. I think it's an exciting journey to be on for as long as we're able to be on it.
I completely agree. And I think that's a really nice way of saying it's a privilege to age. And I think that's very true. We sometimes do forget that. So I'm 100% with you there. But we're excited. This is our last bite size for the year. And then we're taking a couple of weeks off and coming back in the new year.
I think a break is great for everybody for so many reasons. I'm looking forward to shutting down the company and we all just step away. And the key is, though, of course, in the lead up is not having things go pear-shaped while you're having that break. And particularly for us, we've got two sides to the company. So one of them is that social media agency. So we can't just not post for them for 2 weeks, but we're not doing any community engagement. We're not doing any live stuff. We're just scheduling everything. So, of course, that's going to affect reach and things, but it's so important just to have a break.
I think it is. And just for clarity, not shutting down the business, having a break over the Christmas period.
Yeah, that was bad, wasn't it? What I should say is I will not be opening my office door for 2 weeks.
I love that. Yeah, me too. I'm going to shut the door to my office at home here for 2 weeks, where our team's having a well-deserved 2 weeks break. We've had a massive year, as of you had with the launch of your program, and we've got so many things that we're prepping for. So we're having a couple of weeks off so that we can take our time to reflect and recharge and get ready for the next year.
Yes, very good. And in fact, you know what? I'm actually going to, so we're stopping for 2 weeks, but then the third week I'm back, but I'm really planning on just being, every one of those being a CEO day and really just looking at it all with fresh eyes.
That's exactly what we're doing, so we can launch new products at the end of January, because we want to have that time and space just to focus, and so that we're not splitting our kind of mind. And sometimes you do need to have that kind of, one of my favorite words from Robin Sharma, monomaniacal focus on one thing, and just having that. And it's not about ignoring anything else, but it's really about just saying my focus and my time is going into this space so I can really think about it and spend time exploring it and growing it and building it, whatever it looks like. So that's what we'll be doing as well.
Totally. Well, 3 months ago, as you know, we launched our new membership. And then a week ago, we relaunched, I'm not sure if relaunched, pivoted in a way, Positive Passionate Businesswomen. And that was a really exciting thing last week as well. So for you, for us, there's just been so many changes, so much going on, which is why I thought today was a perfect topic to chat with you about. This is really your wheelhouse for sure. And I think there's a lot of people, not just you and I, launching new things and looking at what you're doing, needing to make some changes.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that idea about pivoting your business, sometimes people get scared because they say, they think, well, how are my customers going to respond? What does that mean? But really, it's around pivoting your business without actually changing your vision or the direction of the business. You don't need to throw the baby out with the bathwater, for an old analogy. And the idea is really to say, how do we shift and pivot our business so that we can capitalize on the market? We can actually grow our market, but still maintain that vision or that focus, that North Star, if you like, that we're focusing on. So for me, it's around saying, well, what are you doing now and how can we actually grow that in a way that's sustainable? And often, I know you did it when COVID happened, you went from face-to-face to online, and that was a requirement of the environment, but it's actually meant that you can be more productive because you're not having to worry about that travel time and all the movement in between. So you actually get to serve more people. So you essentially pivoted your business, but didn't change the vision, didn't change what you were doing. You just changed how you were doing. And so whether that's face-to-face services to online like you did, or what we've just recently done with the launch of your memberships page, is you said, I need to now serve more people, but we only have a certain amount of hours in the day. So let's create a membership or a subscription model. That means people get access to your amazing knowledge and what you're doing, but you do it in a way that's sustainable, but also still provides value. So again, not shifting away from your vision and your purpose and the way you want to operate. It's just looking at the methodology that we use.
And it's a really interesting one because 3 months it's been going for, but as of January, it will also be changing and shifting a bit. So what I love is that I haven't gone hardcore with a massive launch. I'm not a big fan of a giant launch anyway, but you could call it maybe a soft launch. We just introduced it and off we went. People signed up. But I always want to make sure I give something 3 months to see how it's going to settle and land. And, I've been asking for feedback, giving them surveys and that kind of thing. And so then in January, we're changing it up. So for me, I found a different day will be better. So just the tiniest little things like that, just to make tweaks, that can be a pivot, really. So I'm pivoting to a new day and I'm pivoting in the way. So a lot of what we were offering, so 2 parts of it were live in person, or not in person, but live online. The other 2 parts were for people to jump into the membership and do it at their own time. And we're finding that the majority of people don't want to do that. They want that live stuff. So, just looking at how can I offer it better in a way, really. So, yeah, January will be a relaunch in a way, another soft launch. But I love that I've had the opportunity to just test the waters, try it out, and then tweak it.
And that's so important, though, Kylie, I think. And that's what, people listening, if you've got a business, you don't have to be right the first time. The whole thing is to shift it to market, to get it to market. Seth Godin talks about this all the time, is we spend so much time agonizing over the launch and the pre-launch and what that's going to do. We just need to ship it. It's one of his favorite terms that he uses is just ship it and tweak it. And as long as there's a product that you can deliver and people are purchasing it, you can continually add value and grow what you're doing and make it more efficient and more effective. But as long as you actually get it to market, you can't actually work out those kinks unless it's in the market like you've been doing for 3 months. So even if it's for every 3 months for the next 12 months that you continually pivot, as long as you're communicating that to the people who are purchasing at each stage and they know that this is actually a growing, you're growing the membership with them to serve them better. It's a beautiful way to actually connect with your clients. But the same thing also happens if you're a service business. A lot of people ask me, I'm a coach or I'm providing a service of whatever that service might be. How do I actually grow that? I have to do time for hourly rates because of the type of programs that I run or the type of service. So we've started talking about adding products to their service model. So again, not changing the business to become an e-commerce site, but what we're saying is if you're providing advice and you're providing the same advice on repeat and people want to actually be able to take that Is there an ebook you can offer? Is there a training course that you can offer? It might only be a 6 to 8 week. And we're looking at doing that with Empire Builders. So for us, Empire Builders, our primary program, we know there's people who just want to do it on their own or try to do it on their own first, and then they want to jump into the mastermind. So we're looking at creating a product that's 6 to 8 weeks, capsule product that they can go through all the concepts that we talk about live. You don't get the coaching, that's the piece you don't get, but it allows people to dip their toe in the water and say, actually, I like this methodology, I can work through it myself. So I can add a product to my service-based model without changing my brand, without having to change the vision, but still providing the outcome that we want, which is serving small businesses. And so I think, and that we've seen that all the time also with people like randomly Muscle Nation and LSKD, two sportswear brands, started a sportswear brand. Muscle Nation is now selling, drinks and supplements. And so, yes, you can buy clothing and now you can buy supplements that support the delivery of what they're looking at, energetic people, athletes. They've got all their supplements with that. So there's a product, but it's complementary. It's serving the same community, serving the same outcome, but now they have a different source of revenue. They don't just have to rely on clothing. LSKD does the same things with their accessories, whether it's a water bottle or a bag. It's still part of the same same kind of product line, but it allows people to sort of dip their toe in and play and gives them a different source of revenue. So the vision hasn't changed, the focus hasn't changed. It's just now saying, and this is what pivoting is, how do I serve my clients better or differently so that it allows me to scale sustainably?
I think that's awesome. And, it's worth thinking about also, if you're looking at upping your prices in January, also, rather than saying to your existing clients, it's going to be another $10 or $1,000 or whatever it is per month, per week, whatever, then to actually be able to say, give them options. So, for example, we're working with one client at the moment on this. If this is your budget and you can't go any higher, then how about we change the offerings for what you're getting? So we reduce it slightly in this area and we increase it slightly in this area and make it work for the client, but also making it work for us.
And I think that's really important. It's not just about what serves your client, it has to serve you. And that's where growth can be really challenging. How we grow and still to maintain the service output and the quality of your product while you're growing, particularly if you're a service-based businesses, and a lot of the clients that we serve are, is around how do we actually manage that. And so the way you do that, as I said, face-to-face to online, online to membership or subscription, capsule courses. And I see Elise Dharma, who's one of the other social media people that I follow in this space, does a lot of work in Reels and things like that. Before I'd met you, I'd kind of dipped my toe to Elise Dharma. And so what she does is the same thing. She has capsule programs that are short, one-off purchases, low cost, but high value stuff that people can just play in. And then she still runs her high-end programs in the same way you and I do. We have access to, and that's a space I haven't been playing. So that's why this topic's so important, because I think there's a season for everything, right? There's a time for everything. And you get to a point in your business when you want to grow and say, I can't physically do more than 50, 60, 70, whatever the number of hours a week you want to work, 20 hours a week, if that's what you want to do. How do I actually create the revenue outcome that I want? How do I change my business model? And that's what we're doing. Pivoting your business is changing your business model. But changing your business model isn't changing your purpose, your vision, your brand, your values, any of those things. It's just changing the way you want to serve your customers.
Absolutely love that. One of the things in my own company as an example with having the coaching side of it, which is very much me and my time investment, as opposed to the social media agency side of it, which means growing my team. So either way you look at it, how many more hours can I put in to do the coaching, or am I ready to take on more staff? Because that in itself has, a whole bunch of challenges. So, for me, always that balance is just so important. And
I think that's the word, isn't it? Balance is the word. So you're not saying, we're not going to go from live coaching. You're not going to go from live coaching to only pre-recorded. membership system where no one ever sees Kylie anymore or no one ever sees Jenny anymore. We recognize that the value we bring is in that group coaching or that one-on-one coaching that we do, but it's how do we make sure it's accessible for everybody? And this is where what becomes really important, I think, is when we're pivoting our business, it's about sustainability and accessibility for your clients. And so as long as you're doing a balance between those two, it's not just, I'm not throwing everything into one bucket. I'm splitting my time. I might want to reduce my hours. So, family challenges, or you want to spend more time with your partner or travel more. Then you say, well, I actually only want to work 3 days a week so I can have those 5-day weeks, 4-day weekends. That's awesome. Then how do we structure your business so you can work 3 days a week and supplement that revenue with a product or a service or some other activity that still allows you to get the revenue and live the life you want? That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to, when we talk dream business, it's not a revenue number. It's a way that you want to deliver that's right for you. If your revenue number is 50 grand or if it's 5 million, it doesn't matter. It's actually just how do you deliver that and get the best value out of that for you and, as we said, your customer.
Absolutely. One area that I just want to bring up is around that face-to-face or online. It's a really, really tricky one because for me, I loved the pivot to be completely online, but I'm still regularly asked for face-to-face. Now, I'm willing to do that in terms, and in fact, I really enjoy doing it in terms of big workshops or that kind of thing, but there's no way I want to do one-on-ones with face-to-face. So it's that balance between knowing you're letting people down because it's not what they're interested in, but also them seeing the value in it being online, particularly in my business, because sharing screens and looking at the back end of their insights and all that is so important and actually easier when we're online than sitting side by side.
And I think that's really important. It's about what's serving your customers. I remember we had that conversation when you first pivoted, and there was that discussion, what's the value, what's not, and you got those customers who are like, this is amazing because I can now see the inner workings of my system. I'm also in my own environment, and that's what we forget when we are optimized in our own environment. And for you doing social media and digital marketing coaching, when you've got everything that you need and all the bells and whistles you need around you, you're going to perform better. If I have to pick everything up and take it into an office somewhere and then try and set it up and then try to connect this, your passwords might be different. It could be also, you haven't got the right mouse or the right keyboard or whatever it is. Things just don't work as smoothly because you're not optimized. And I know that sounds a bit strange, but that's really what online does. I know for me, I'm with you. Group workshops, love to do face-to-face. I'll go do an 8-hour group workshop all day, every day. But agree, when we do this 90 minutes or the one-on-one coaching via Zoom, you can record the conversation and give them a copy of that recording. That in itself is priceless. Once we've done that, you can actually then say, hey, here's the screen shares that we did. Here are the links that we talked through. So it actually allows them to relive their coaching as many times as they want instead of just that in the moment piece. And I think that's some of the value that we forget when we do that online service. And because customers and people were so used to just sitting down, having a coffee and having a chat, right? But again, it's about optimizing you. And ultimately, we're coaching small businesses and we're trying to teach them how to work the best way for their business to optimize their revenue, their customer satisfaction, their engagement. And if we're not optimized, they're not getting the best out of us in that coaching session.
Absolutely, which is another reminder of how important it is for all of us to step away and just have that time out so that we can then come back recharged, re-energized, and looking at things with fresh eyes.
Exactly. And so we're not quite sure. I think we're having a couple of weeks off. We won't be coming back till mid-January now, of course, because we're both taking those couple of weeks off for our business and then having that CEO week. I love that. I'm going to call it that for my team. We're having CEO weeks. And so then when we come back in mid-January, it'll be all about the lessons that we've learned in that reflection period we've done, what we're doing in terms of how we can support you better next year, and then also, of course, helping you optimize your business and grow your business with bite-sized chats like this.
Absolutely. So I think it's the 15th that we'll be back online, seeing you all. So it's, just over a month, actually.
It'll be a fun break, but we'll make sure you can, for those who are listening to this is where you've got this coaching. You've got 15, 20 minutes of us every week. There's a topic that you remember, like, what were we talking about? Go back and watch the podcast again.
Absolutely. And let's talk about, coming up with your word of the year or goal, whatever it is, however it is that you like to work out for me, it's definitely one word that I just helps me focus for the year. But let's also talk goal setting and how we can really get stuck into a new year in a really positive way.
I love that. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Kylie, such a fun chat. Key takeaway, though, for you in terms of pivoting your business, what's one message you want to share at the end of our last podcast of the year?
That it should never be stagnant, ever. We can't say we created this and it's sitting in its box. We've always got to look for ways that we can improve it, serve our customers better, but also serve ourselves better, looking at what is our ultimate goal about us being a business. What about you, Jenni? What's your key one?
I think me is to every year, at least 2 or 3 times a year, have a look at your business model, have a look and see if it's still working for you for all those great things that you just said. But if your business isn't working for you, then the business isn't sustainable for you. So making sure you're checking in on your business regularly, looking at the way that you're delivering, look at that business model and say, is this still working for me? Am I still loving coming to work? And if you are, then keep doing that. And again, as you said, tweak it and change it and have a look to see how we can make sure it's always better. But make sure you're reviewing and reflecting regularly. And this is the perfect time for the next 4 weeks to reflect on your business, and you can come and share your stories with us in the new year.
I look forward to hearing about all of that. So exciting. And happy birthday to you, Jenni.
Thank you,
Charlie. A wonderful day celebrating you.
Thank you. And so, but in the next 4 weeks, for people to find you while we're taking a little break, what's the best way for people to find you?
Jump on hellomedia.team and you can find our socials through there. I look forward to connecting and join our Facebook group. It's a great way we give updates. In fact, an update went out today of all the latest things happening in social media. What about you, Jenni? How can people connect?
So we're at Elephant in the Room AU. So go to us LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, Facebook, and Insta are the places we play at Elephant in the Room AU. Or you can go to our website, elephantintheroomau.com, and have a little look about our empire builders and the types of programs that we offer businesses. Kylie, always a pleasure. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Very special. And thanks everyone else for tuning into this episode of Bite Size Business Live podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us. You do not miss any future episodes, and know when we're back on the 15th of January, ready to talk word of the year, goal setting, and setting up 2024 to be, your best year yet for not only your business, but yourself.
Awesome. I look forward to it, Jenni. And happy Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas, happy holidays. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you again in the new year.
Bye.
Bye now.